You know that feeling of being alone in a crowded room? Well, for a lot of people, that room was their childhood home. So today we're going to talk about something that doesn't leave visible bruises, but it shapes pretty much every part of who you become. And that's growing up with emotionally unavailable parents. It's this quiet, invisible wound, and it's time we bring it into the light.
Okay, let's just dive right in with this because this quote, it really just nails it, doesn't it? This isn't about being physically by yourself. It's that chilling, sinking feeling that your inner world, your hopes, your fears, your feelings, they just don't seem to register with the people who are supposed to see you more clearly than anyone else.
And this gets us to the absolute core of the issue. See, emotional neglect isn't about big, dramatic things happening to you. It's defined by what was missing. It's about the absence of something so crucial, a parent's emotional response. It's the hug you didn't get when you were crying, the simple question about how your day really was that never got asked, the comfort that just never arrived. Now, this is where it gets so tricky and why it's so often missed. A parent can be at every single school event. They can provide a beautiful home, make sure you've got food, clothes, everything you materially need. But if they're emotionally checked out, if they dismiss your tears or just go silent when you're scared, a child still grows up feeling completely emotionally starved. So, when you boil it all down, childhood emotional neglect is this steady, quiet failure to see and validate a child's feelings. The message, sent over and over day after day, isn't loud. It's a whisper. And that whisper says, your feelings are too much, or your feelings are an inconvenience, or maybe worst of all, your feelings just don't matter. Okay, so how does all of that quiet from the past create such loud echoes in our adult lives? Well, this is basically the foundation of what's called attachment theory. Our earliest bonds with our parents create a kind of blueprint for all our future relationships. And when that foundation is shaky, the clever strategies we had to learn just to survive the silence, well, often they become the very things that hold us back today. Take a look at these. Do any of them ring a bell? Maybe you have a really hard time even naming what you're feeling, or you carry this deep sense of not being good enough. Maybe you chase success like crazy, but no matter what you achieve, you still feel empty. This isn't a personal failing. It's a direct result of not having your emotional world seen and validated when you were young. So when kids are in this kind of emotional vacuum, they usually adapt in one of two main ways. Some kids externalize. They act out. They get into trouble. They basically scream through their behavior, "Hey, see me, I'm here." But other kids, they internalize it all. They become the super good child, the quiet one who never causes any trouble, hiding their pains so well that nobody ever realizes they're drowning. Okay, now here's where we're going to flip the script a little bit. All those behaviors that developed from this experience, the things we might look at now and think of as our biggest flaws, they weren't flaws at all. They were brilliant survival strategies. They were the tools you built all by yourself to protect yourself in an environment that couldn't give you what you needed. So just take a moment with this question. Really think about it. How did you learn to get through it? Did you learn to become invisible? To not have any needs? Or did you become incredibly useful, a people pleaser? Or maybe you decided to achieve so much that no one could possibly ignore you. Just recognizing this strategy is a huge first step. Let's break these down, because they're huge. People-pleasing, right? It's not just about being nice. It's driven by that deep, unspoken belief. If I am useful enough, they won't leave me. Then there's overachieving. It's not just ambition. It's a desperate attempt to earn the validation that wasn't just given freely. And that fear of getting close to people, that fear of vulnerability, that's the logical conclusion you come to when you learn over and over again that needing someone only leads to disappointment. And that brings us to the most powerful part of this whole journey. This is the turning point. This is the moment we can start to shift from a place of self-blame, always thinking, "Oh, what's wrong with me?" to a place of deep self-understanding. I want you to really let that sink in. Your tendency to build walls, your reflex to please everyone else, that feeling of emptiness, that is not your core identity. It's the armor you built piece by piece to survive. It's the shape of the wound, not the definition of your soul. So, if you take away one single thing from all of this, let it be this. Release the story that you are fundamentally flawed or broken. You were a child in a situation that couldn't give you what you emotionally needed. You were wounded. And the most incredible, hopeful thing about wounds is that they can heal.
So where do we go from here? This is the hopeful part. The path forward, if you didn't get what you needed back then, is learning how to provide it for yourself now. It's a concept that's often called reparenting.
And look, healing doesn't have to be some big, scary, abstract idea. It can start with these 4 really concrete steps. It's about looking back with clarity, not necessarily blame. It's about learning to just sit with your feelings and name them. Oh, that's disappointment. This is sadness. It's about finally giving yourself permission to have needs. And ultimately, it's about choosing to become your own best source of comfort and support.
So we'll end here by turning the focus inward. After everything we've just talked about, what's the one thing that younger version of you, the one who felt so invisible, really needs to hear from the adult you are today? Maybe it's you were never too much, or your feelings matter, or maybe it's just I see you now. Whatever it is, that's where the healing starts.